Hey guys, in 20 gallon, I'm do a little tank update here. A couple things I changed around just a little bit, but um, I'll just show you. Okay, right back here, the Ludwigias that I found outside that I collected. Here they are, and well, there's one more right here, if you can see it. So obviously they've just turned green. They're a light green. They almost look yellow, but I think it's my light. Bacopa carolinianas here. I've clipped some of those, and they haven't started bushing in yet, so we'll see how that turns out. I might mow them down pretty flat. That's you know, when you get a new plant, sometimes you're scared to whack them down short. So maybe I might leave a couple long, whack the other ones down in case they don't recover. But I think you can mow down. I think you can mow down most any bacopas, and you can grow them back smaller like rotalas and stuff. As far as I know, Ludwigias you can't really do that with. I think they stay big no matter what you do. But Staghorn algae update. If you can see here, this piece of wood over here, it's looking pretty good. Right here, you can see I've been treating it with hydrogen peroxide and XL spot treat. So you see the pink ones, I've killed that off. Over here, some of it's kind of pink, some of it's a little whitish, but this was getting to be a really bad problem. And I was actually close to taking this piece of wood out. But I mean, taking this piece of wood out, I mean, look how big this is, and there's a slope in here. I mean, it might not look like a slope, but, well, it still doesn't look like a slope, but it is. On camera, it looks flat in here. But this is pretty sloped up. I'll show you the slope here. You can see it's this high in the back. Over on this side, you see how high it is in the back. So with this slope up right here, if I pulled this piece of wood up, I would have to maybe, I don't know, make little plastic or vinyl bracers or something to hold up the substrate there, and then take the wood out, and it would also kick up and disturb all of the biological activity that's been going on under there, the anaerobic conditions, so that wouldn't be good. So I have just been really hitting it hard almost daily with XL and peroxide. You can see a little over here where I've killed that off. So there is still a little bit left, because the other problem area that I have with the Staghorn is, hey guys, here's some more pink right here. The little hot pink, that's dead. Over here, if you see snails flipped over or empty, that's because these guys like to kill snails. But over here on the Monte Carlo carpet, I don't know if I'd call it a carpet, it's not really growing in like that, but you see a little Staghorn right there, a little bit, that's killed off, it's pink right there, but you see the little grayish areas. Monte Carlo doesn't grow super fast, and every time I think about maybe I might end up giving up on this sooner or later, but then I realized, I watch an old video and realize that it's still growing fine, I guess. I mean, there are problem areas with it. I don't know if it's a problem or not. I mean, maybe that looks good. I'm not sure how it's supposed to look. We have some big fluffy growth here, and then we have the little tiny growth on it. So I'm not sure how it's supposed to look, but it is growing. You can see here I've got a little cyano activity here, but this stuff here is easy to remedy if you get this in the front. Take a little credit card or whatever, just slide it down the front there and then pull it back out. And what it does is it allows a little bit of oxygenated water to get in there, and the stuff pretty much dies off instantly with oxygen. I have a lot of oxygen exchange in here because, as you can see, the hang on back, the power head slightly pulls from the top there. You see the slight whirlpool. So it is real oxygenated. If you see that right there, the drop checker, it stays green. Drop checker was yellow. About a week and a half ago, I had a problem. My solenoid, my regulator solenoid over here, I had a problem with it. I realized when I got off of work in the morning that my CO2 was still running. The lights have been off for hours. What happened was there was some debris blocking in the solenoid. I flipped it on and back off a bunch of times, and it was flipping off, it just wouldn't close. So I wasn't sure if you could pull a paintball off of this and it would stay open or explode or what, but I took a chance on it. I unscrewed the paintball off real quick and it self-sealed. I took off the adapter and everything from the regulator, checked all the connections and stuff. What ended up happening was I took these screws here, I unscrewed, pulled the solenoid out, and took the little spring-loaded little blocker doodad thing in there, and I fixed it, screwed it back on, and it's been working fine ever since. So that problem was solved. But my CO2 here, I was running slightly faster than this, but I slowed it down a little bit. But that's plenty of exchange. Since I moved the power head over to this side, it blows the flow over here, and if you can see back here, it blows the mist around to the back of the tank there. So it hits the plants pretty well. Now these rotalas here, right here in the front, I had mowed those down to bare bones in the front to the level of the rocks. They bushed back. In the middle here, the little pink tops right there, from here to all the way back to this side was Rotala rotundifolias. Well, the few stems that grew out from there, the bottom of the stems looked ratty because they had been grown in older conditions, but the tops look really great and healthy. So I mowed a lot of those down, replanted some of the tops in there, and I've been slowly filling them in. Right now it looks like this. You can see how some of the bad stems look. Well, I clipped those way down. They'll sprout back and bush around. But so the front part looks bushy, and the rest of it was about that tall, but I mowed it all down again. I'll put some more of the greens in the corner. SP green over here. Rotundifolias in the middle. The amanias I have are doing good. This is from 2 stems I had forever ago, so now it's 4. My ARs are recovering nicely. I was a little bit worried. And the rosifolias. I clipped the tops off and they're doing side shoots, so that's great. That's all new to me because I was low tech before and they didn't do side shoots. So now it's pretty exciting. They actually make little side shoots and stuff. What's up? You want to be in the camera, huh? Part of the Staghorn fight here, part of the way that I fixed it was I started just, when I clipped those tops of the rotalas and stuff, I started plugging them anywhere and everywhere around this wood. That Landernia rotundifolia, I plugged some of that around there, and tiny stems all in the background there. I clipped off some more of the green older leaves from these. And I want to talk about this plant here. This is a Cryptocorn lucens. They're hard to find anywhere on the web or whatever. You can order them, but if you YouTube it or Google it, there's not much. These are lucens. They looked really bad in my 38, but this plant has completely bounced back and done well in here. I have one here, a little small one. The Crypt Costa, it was called a Costa where I got it. It's doing good. It's right here. I put some rotalas in the back. I cleaned up the back a little bit, spaced out the rocks. That's doing good. So overall, everything's doing pretty good in here. Looks washed out on video, but the Staghorn battle, I think, is kind of coming to an end. So that's good. I've been ready for that to be over because I've been doing a lot of clipping and trimming, a lot of H2O2 and Excel treatments, and a ton of water changes in here. I plan on getting a canister eventually. I'm going to go with like a little Eheim or something, do some matrix and Purigen. But that's about it for here. Everything in here is doing great. The Anubias here, they're doing really great with the highlight and all that stuff. And that's about it. Everything's looking great.